Enchantress is just a lane winner as well. I think they're
Cheers indeed, we got a wonderful one. Lower bracket finals, excited action coming up here. Lacoste, my man, what do you think? CIS facing off against China, who's coming out on top?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to watch CIS against China. It's different play styles. We can already see class. Look at DK, Sven Warcry, plus a lot of heal. That's their typical lineup right. A lot of push potential. I wonder what Thunder is gonna do to deal with this offlane Ench. It's one of the most annoying heroes to play against. They need to have Tiny, and they will need to put Lycan on a mid, as I was expecting, because Lycan can't do anything against Untouchable. I mean, that's why it's called Untouchable, right? Because you can't touch her. Wow.
Mind blown as per usual, Lacoste. Yeah, a ward placed down there as well by the Earth Spirit, trying to get some good vision out. You know, always when we take a look at these matches, you start to think about where the lane's going to work out, who's going to have the natural advantage there. Is there anything that you're seeing as a mismatch that either Team Spirit or VGJ are going to try and avoid?
30 seconds to battle.
Well, they're trying to avoid the lane I was talking about. The mid matchup, Lycan against the DK should be pretty even. They have a good kill potential on top. I mean, on the bottom lane with Ench. They just need to rotate Earth Spirit.
Okay, well, we'll keep our eyes on that one, of course. Moving in here, DK Phobos is in the same area as Freeze, who's playing in the safe lane as well, as they're looking to try and come in and secure this bounty rune. He is going to be able to move forward and take it. A couple of them taken there, as DK Phobos going to punch him a few times on the backside. Top lane, everything all fine and dandy as well. And well, he takes the tree, going to hit Bambi a few times. And apparently they want to battle. Early action here. Cam is chasing, he's coming for you. Look out. Gets one more tree toss as well. The crowd already getting hyped up by this one, as Enchantress going to keep the aggression on.
Yeah, I love the build on Ench. Mango, just she can buy a magic stick, extra fairy fire so she can juke with it, 10 tangos. It's pretty much impossible to actually zone her out.
No.
That's gonna be a big problem, the bottom lane for VGJ Thunder.
Continuing to trade hits here as well, as there's action going on up top. Got to keep our eyes on this. There's a lot of potential for kills in these lanes. Where do you feel like we're going to see the first blood though?
If someone rotates on the bottom lane, Ench can get easily first blood. I'm wondering if DK Phobos wants to go for Orb of Venom just for the extra harassment on her. It's
definitely a possibility. Sylar pops the howl right there, and Ench gonna take some damage as AO is beating away at her as well. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, more action coming through. They're gonna try and roll. The stun comes out as well as they're beating away at Yang. A good bit of damage with the Maledict, but he should be able to live through that one.
Only level 1. Once they get level 2 with the Warcry, they can actually chase. They just need the Maledict to be down again.
Well, another roll in here. Misses off the mark on the Yang, and wow, FNG's taking a lot of damage as well. They might just assert to try and turn and find this kill. Can he do it? No! First blood drawn by Illidan.
Yeah, we're in for a treat, boys. Illidan on Red. I didn't see him for quite some time. Brings back the memories.
Yeah, it's one of his real classic heroes, isn't it?
Yeah. Sven's gonna be a real problem. I mean, they have Dazzle with the Weave against the Warcry, but then also you have Elder Titan ulti to remove the armor from this hero.
Something to watch out for sure. So 2 minutes in. Relatively even across the lanes so far. I mean, Batrider's getting a lot done here, and it does look like, as far as the laning stage matchup works out, like, does Yang need to be careful here? Are they just going to keep sending bodies at him?
Yeah, definitely. They have a good kill potential. They're even going to deboard. FNG is so good at reading where they're actually placing observer.
And now back towards mid again. Sylar just continuing to square off here against the DK. Farm fest if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, there was a game yesterday where FNG bought around 50 sentry ward.
did he get a bunch of D wards with it, or was he just alright?
I feel like Shadow Shaman ended up with Franco boots. In place.
The stun, the follow-up as well, all over Yang. The turnaround, they're able to interrupt the stomp as well, but it's 5 stacked on Ill, and it doesn't matter. They take down that Bat Rider Fade, trying to find a kill in turn, but he's able to get the stick off, staying alive. Byron just trying to skin him his teeth, the stun comes out. A second time they turn on the Fade, and VGJ Thunder going to... Don't worry, nobody saw it, but the cask is going to bounce, and Fiverr, he's a little bit worried. They still have the stomp, but the stun still walking away and is going to finally fall.
A left play from Viber there, just not getting close so that he doesn't die from Acid Spirit and the stand stomp. This lane is really lost for VGJ, so they should just try to focus and win other lanes now. There's no point for Elder Titan to be on top anymore. Double stacking for Bat Rider to come back into the game.
Yeah, and if Fade is able to get this stuff going for Bat, it's going to be a very accelerated, either drums or blink, but yeah, it's a good decision for them to try and get out of there for the moment. Don't want to end up fully committing and then losing out on it as the
DK Phobe experience right there. Bringing even more tangos on the lane so he can't get harassed. Also picked up 1 level in enchant, so there's an extra region for Tether.
I don't call it anything. I don't even talk about that hero.
Hadouken creep.
Exactly, Hadouken creep. You got it. Mid lane, AO maybe looking to try and set up here. The heal bomb did not connect.
Yeah, the heal bomb is going to deal a lot of damage once Lycan finishes the Necro Block plus Wolves. Feels like when you have over 5 units, it deals 2,000 damage. Someone should get that for me and get me a number.
Certainly a lot of damage.
It feels way more than it actually is. It's a maximum 7 heal targets, so it should be around 1,000 damage, but it feels way more.
Yeah. Well, top lane, Illidan, still farming away here after the hot start that they had in that top lane, and starting to think about where things might change later on down the line for VGJ Thunder. Do they need to make any moves, or do you need to wait till you get more levels on these heroes before they can move?
I mean, Tiny is level 5, so they have enough burst damage to actually kill the enchant. Need to move Elder Titan. The problem is Team Spirit will probably rotate mid. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. Smoke, you always play around those cooldowns when DK or let's say DP hit level 6, you have that extra siege creep, so you want to pressure the tower.
Always a very strong timing. Fade is going to be there to try and hold it off.
He's actually trying to deny the siege creep, just faking it.
Nice kickback there as well, immediately into the stun, and he never stood a chance. My goodness.
That was actually a nice play, just trying to get extra hit on that siege creep, so they think not there.
Yeah. Nicely done. Well, Illidan now is being ganked for currently. Is going to go for the Firefly, but a little bit of a bait comes out, and they find that Bat Rider. Good amount of damage, but now they're just going to try and run away. Unfortunately, Combat able to deal a lot of damage to Viber. He's going to fall. Illidan almost comes out. They are going to be able to find that kill. VGJ Thunder respond triumphantly.
That's exactly what they needed to get Bat Rider into the game. Nice rotation there by Tiny, though. You don't expect your level 6 Tiny to actually beat lane and help, but they were too deep.
Absolutely. Got an illusion rune bottled as well. Can maybe deal a little bit of damage to this tower, but don't like to make it come back. It's mid lane. ILTW going to be stopped. They have a big heal on here if they want to use it. The body blocks as well coming in. They're even going to clap at him, but the turnaround stun pretty good. Isn't going to be enough. Looks like the answer is no. It's Sylar. Chansey, he stunned the wrong crazy. And Sylar is able to find the kill. Now they're looking forward for the Earth Spirit as well. FFG trying to disrupt this all. They do have a stall alert stun at Viber, trying to stay alive underneath the cover of that shrine, and just barely able to live through that one.
Lycan is so strong right now, especially with that extra Helm of the Dominator. Even DK is threatened, who has level 2 Dragon Blood, but it still goes down.
Yeah, that's a Helm of the Dominator, no boots Lycan. Watch out for that in your pubs, because it's coming, as Kama is going to get caught in the top lane. They are going to try and toss away the smash, but that Maledict damage, another avalanche. Is he actually going to live through this? It's pretty close, and will finally fall.
It's a no. Time stayed way too long in that top lane. Runs already past the Bandrider.
Another roll away, they got the poison touch, the follow-up's done. It feels right now it's just like two enemies like just bashing their heads against each other.
Spirit is involved.
Is he dead? Byron was trying to run. He's gonna get ran by these walls of smoke. It's not helpful.
Oh, that's also a waste of smoke.
And Illidan, 4 stacks, needing to TP away from there, trying to deal with damages, and up they get it! Sylar!
Can we hear some claps from the audience as well?
Man, VGJ Storm there. They're completely pulling this back around, and now the tier 1 tower gonna fall in the top lane. Bottom lane was also being pushed though, so this very high tempo game number 1. They want to date with Destiny and EG.
When your tier 1 tower is pressured, what you do, just rotate your safe lane or a mid to a tier 1 tower on top and just trade it. Like any of the team actually don't matter that much. Because usually what you do after it is called the classic jungle switcheroo. So you go to enemy jungle and they go.
Sylar now, after finishing off the Freds in the Helm of the Dominator, is going to start building towards that Necro book. The panel did talk about the help that Enchantress can give of taking over the Necro creeps as well as the summons from the Helm of the Dominator. It feels like that's going to need to be something that...
Yeah, well, you need to be there to actually do it.
Exactly.
You can't, it's not global. Also, Witch Doctor's cask is really good against Lycan unit.
Lane, the tower still not taken a Thunder as LTW holding the line in the mid. They want to bring in Bambi and start to pressure this one out maybe a little bit, or at least push out the wave. Feel like Team Spirit can be aggressive again soon, or are they the ones that need to play on the defensive now?
The pressure the mid tower, it's on half HP, they have Dragon Form up, but the problem is that Earth Spirit is kind of under level. He was involved 5 kills, but a lot of that XP was shared between... I don't know if there's a book.
He has it queued up right now, but hasn't bought it yet.
Witch Doctor bought it, but go to Earth Spirit actually.
Okay. Well, they drop down a ward there in the mid lane, wanting to make sure that they have eyes on all over this area. Observer ward is about to wear off, but with a catapult here as well as a centaur. Now, the reality is though that VGJ Thunder, they're prepared for this. It's kind of hard to push this tower with ET constantly spamming out the waves with the Astral Spirit.
Yeah, ET is one of the most annoying heroes to play against, especially when you try to siege tier 3 towers. My boy Witch Doctor actually took for himself, which is kind of weird because the Earth Spirit is still level 4. Earth Spirit deals damage when he than Witch Doctor. And now he's even some of the XP so he can get to level 6.
Interesting. Well, they're going to need to get a lot done with this Witch Doctor.
Someone's getting reported after this game.
Absolutely, always with the reports.
Yeah, or if he leaves the piece open, maybe Viper stays in the booth and transfers some of the items.
Oh, okay, the classic. Yeah, definitely. We've seen that before.
Easy.
Enchantress getting into her next item as well, and it looks like instead of Team Spirit being the one to push, it's going to be VGJ Thunder who take the field mid and try and pressure down this tower. Yang walks up here, has the drums already in hand, and does spot out LTW, but not going to be able to find him. It's just a free tier 1 tower, and there's not really that much gain for Team Spirit for this.
They need to use the Enchantress. She is a real tank now, has phase boots.
What have we here?
Makes her really speedy in those fights, hard to catch. Not involved in any of those. They want to make it should involve Ench.
Okay. Benji, level 6 as well. You talked about the Earth Spirit levels. He just now hits level 6. Immediately, oh, tries to find him. Good silence there. Guy plays Earth Spirit.
And they should smoke right now with Earth Spirit, but he has no mana. Shrine is ready.
Benji walking forward. The scan hits. They realize what's coming, and Kama gonna back out. don't find him, but they will be able to try and pressure for the tower, maybe. It's just kind of a wasted movement again.
Yeah, they want to fight right now, but they're wasting a lot of time. They have Arcane Rune on DK, which is the best one you can get, especially for the game. Want to pop that.
And he might just have to in a second here if he wants to get the full value from it, but in the meantime, the rotation is coming in. VGJ Thunder, the smoke pops right outside of that ward, so completely under vision. We'll see how Team Spirit respond.
Spirit has a good vision of their own jungle. If they want to jungle switch up. Really ward on top. I mean, want to have a vision where they're actually defend that tier 1 tower.
Definitely.
Now, let's talk about Sven. Sven with Mask of Madness is going for Echo Saber. Not a big fan of that build.
What's the issue you're going to run into?
You run out of the items pretty quickly on Sven. That's a big problem. And there's always a better choice, at least for me, when you're playing Sven. Echo Saber seems kind of underwhelming at the time.
He's going to roll in right as the Roach is going down. Rubey's there to block his way. Nicely played, and Albion ends up going down here. So Roshan, the first one, is going to go to Kama. The Tiny taking the Aegis with a Blink Dagger in hand. He's going to start to do some damage.
I think maybe SNY would be a better choice than Sven, just to have that extra HP against.
There's the stun. One shot for ultimate about to come out as well. They want to use it. He ends up chanceling it now. And bringing down the Tiny at least one left. No, the break comes out. Kama's safe in a moment. He's winning through this one. I think for now, eventually will fall. But they might have bought enough time for the rest of these guys to get into there. A good Earth Spirit ulti isn't going to be enough. So the backliner pulls him back in. Yet again, they're all starting to fall apart. Sven, he just wants to hit somebody. But he's being kited to all get up. 3 dead. Spirit nowhere left to go. And FSG just going to have to TP out of there. But look at that damage!
Whoa! That's the heal bomb with just 3 units. They should not take that fight, especially not on Tiny with an Aegis. Really weird making. I mean, after they take the fight, VGJ Thunder has so much to take those towers down. Now they know there's a Dragon Form on the cooldown, you have Earth Spirit on the cooldown, so they might actually go for both tier towers.
Yeah, this could be a real disaster. As you said, all those ultimates on cooldown now, and I was trying to figure out where you respond to this, because these towers dropped just so quickly. He was able to take over the Necronomicon, which is about the best thing you could say. Look at him, he wants to punch him. Tiny punches a little harder. And now they take down the creep, but even that isn't easy. It's a tough ride here for Team Spirit to pull themselves back.
Surprised they didn't commit to the tower. I mean, the Chinese team, they are not gonna risk anything if they don't have to, so active farming. I mean, they already have 5k gold advantage. That's gonna be a Necro 3 in a couple of seconds finished for Lycan.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned it earlier as well, the problem that you're running into is there's just so much vision that's around the map. You've got the wolves that are scouting thing out. You just saw as well that one observer ward that was placed inside the ancient stack. It got eyes on the smoke that was coming out, and now Kama walking forward. The smoke breaks. They do spot out Liver there. If they wanted to, they could go for an Avatos. Bizrun making all the difference in the world here. FNG. They're thinking about it. Instead, they're going to go for the battle lines over there to the side. The stomping connects onto 2. That's going to be a tiny. Ulti comes out from the ET. Team Spirit, they just got completely played there. And, well, off to the side, it's going to be the DK running down as well. Great recognition of exactly what they needed to do, and Arlen isn't going to save you from that.
Tiny did not want to be greedy there. He actually went for a DK because just providing info for his team where the enemy heroes are. You know what the play is here if you don't want to get your Necronomicon stolen?
Oh, well, maybe just kill off Illidan. They do have no more in shield right now. They're just going to solo out that Sven. He didn't have anywhere left to go. Psylocke's running. He's going to get stunned. Another one of those images is going out. But FNG is taking all the damage in the world. These summons are killing off the Witch Doctor. Now turning on the Phobos. Witch Doctor ultimate from the high ground. It's not hitting on anybody anymore. Yang thinking about changing, but they are finally going to back
VGJ could have gotten a kill.
Unfortunate stuff. 16-5. It's an 8,000 net worth lead, and as has been the theme throughout today, a lot of stomping going on right now.
Yeah, especially when you have a stomp. Let's get back to the things that matter. I was talking about how to counter Enchanter stealing your Necronomicon creeps. You get a Lincoln Sphere to pop it on the when it gets stolen.
That's
so
next level.
That's super next level, man.
Alright, Yang now, he's getting towards that Force Staff as well. And it seems like the biggest issue for VGJ Thunder is that they run out of mana because they kill him too quickly, which is not a bad problem to have. And Tiny, he's going to move up towards the top, but he will spot this rotation coming in, so it shouldn't end up being a kill. As ILTW going to TP away. Did have a blink, but a bit too late.
Continue to pressure. Have still towers to take down. Not gonna spawn another 3 minutes. Look at how many sentries Team Spirit is placing. Every time he places a Obs ward, he places a sentry ward before, just to be sure that he doesn't miss.
Really unfortunate, needing to make sure that you keep off you and everything else. Yang is smoked up here. They're looking to try and pick somebody off by the tier 2 tower top. Now, the one thing that we should mention is that in previous games, VGJ Thunder have had trouble closing them out. They've had trouble with comebacks happening. Most recently, of course, that EG series in game number 2 last night. Is this a game where if it goes on long enough, Team Spirit can eventually start to come back?
I don't think they're making that mistake again, especially not in this game where they have so many counters for DK and Sven. Oh, look at the damage on Lycan. 300 damage.
Yeah, this guy gets powered rather rapidly. They're rolling, but they're going to pull back into DK as well. A stun on it too. It's LTW is going to fall. Meanwhile, off on the other side, it's taking up all the damage. The Siren of the Grave comes out. He's living through all this, and Illidan just can't hit anybody. What?
He actually gets him with Maledict.
Oh my goodness, nicely played. So they managed to take down the Lycan, and now trying to run away from there as well. It's still an 8,000 net worth lead, but they won't be able to find any of the other heroes from VGJ Thunder, it looks like.
800 gold in pockets of Witch Doctor, that's gonna be a lot of sentries for him. He can actually buy gems that gold.
Yeah, if he wants to, he could buy a wand. Living the big life. So, talked a little bit about the counters that you feel like they have. They're actually going to go back in again, I think. Yang is there. He's got a blink. He's got a force. No lasso, but he's just going to jump on top of Illidan and force him to make another move. DK Phobos is going to force that yet again. Now Kama chasing Abba. They've got the toss. They've got the kill. Another one. And Fade looking to try and finish off Phobos here as well. He has another Astral Spirit in a second if he wants to use it. Follow that up with the Stomp. And Bambi, nowhere left to go. Gonna be slept. Gonna be tossed on. And another Julius to follow. It's all falling apart. Team Spirit can't catch a break. It lets Bambi's quick as all heck and is running away still, getting a lot of kills, but they will eventually stomp her down.
And meanwhile, nothing is happening pretty much at the other side of the map. You have a DK who's kind of farming, but so far away from his second item, and I don't think he has a BKB queued up. BKB is not gonna do much here. A lot of damage.
Fade spotting out the DK here. The Stomp's going to come out, and well, they are all moving over this direction. He's going to drop the ulti as well onto LTW, down to half HP. No joke.
Casual EP. Ulti, tear him away.
I guess this is one of those games too where it just feels so bad because you can't get anything done. Illidan though, he finds Sylar, pops the ult, he wants to do this, the stun to follow. That's a big kill.
Tyler kind of overextending, being there alone, farming their stacks.
Alma can't blink now. Does still hang on to that haste. Gonna pop it now, and now there's the runaway.
They can still take a fight.
Thinking about it.
They don't have EP on the when he's running.
Oh god! Avatar, they jump for he just gets destroyed. Now they go back in this fence, trying to throw out the rock to slow him down, but look at the damage coming, the tree toss and everything else. Illidan trying to run, but they toss forward and find a double. Kama just all over them. Team Spirit are getting punched in the mouth, and there is no pride at all. The right clicks coming, and that is going to be another dead Enchantress. No buybacks on these heroes.
They don't have a response for this. The frontliners from VGJ Thunder are so tanky. You have 5k HP Tiny, and you have same HP on Lycan. Lycan is back with the Necro Book on. Roche will respawn in 40 seconds, and they should just go for tier 2 tower on the bottom lane and go for that Roche. This is why I was saying that the Echo Saber is a bad build. You really don't feel the influence of this item at all. No.
Does definitely struggle the last couple of engagements of getting into the fight, making sure that he's in the right position to make it all happen.
They don't have a way to get close to the Dazzle, so whoever they focus will get close, because Sven does not have a blink.
And that just happens. And like, you can't do anything to stop that here.
Yeah, even if Earth Spirit goes in, they have no follow-up.
Well, grim stuff indeed right now for Team Spirit, as the BKB is going to be delivered for the DK. I mean, how long do they need to delay? How many team wipes do they need to get to make this happen? Because it feels like they're always going to be behind. Well,
second BKB on Sven is going to help a lot against hiding things from Batrider, sticking a palm, which is good against Sven. Tiny combo and Echo Stomp. But they still have a lot of ways to deal. They have Lasso, they have Grave, they have Beeve just to counter the damage.
Mentioned Roshan, it is back up now with VGJ Thunder catch wind of this. They might decide to just move in and take it down. Whereas in that previous game, it felt like there were heroes that could sort of make a comeback and the Terrorblade was always on top. This game, it's mainly coming down to the Sven, and he's still far away from being very, very effective. But a smoke comes out now as VGJ Thunder are going to move into the Roche pit, and the call comes maybe to head towards mid. Runs into who?
FNG already drew on the map how they want to go.
Into the pit, there's the roll in, a little bit off the mark, throws out the stun, still does hit onto the Lycan, but that only signals that Team Spirit were in the area. So VGJ Thunder, very aware of their surroundings.
VGJ Thunder has so much vision. Astral plus Wolf.
Another
so
roll?
Yeah, so they should be Team Spirit. They have vision as well, but why not?
Yeah, they move in. This road's just going to fall. There's not a whole lot that you can do to try and stop it. Immediate smoke up. VGJ Thunder not want to prolong this game as they're looking forward and find themselves the DK. Pull back in. Team Spirit know what to do it. DK does not maybe try this one for a moment, but they get the Grave out. Just like you said, Avatar, the damage is so significant. FNG is going to fall in though. Beating the heck out of the Tiny. Able to run him down. Sylar trying to run. He still is taking a lot of that damage over time. As off to the side, the Stomp connects. So still the kiting continues. Oh god, and there's going to be the DK brought down here. He does manage to get a little bit of combo, but it's going to eventually fall. Little step on the Sven, now he's all left alone. The Rainbreak's coming in. Illidan falling, another good Stomp, going to find the sleep and the stun to try and interrupt it, but they do manage to eventually bring down that Sven.
Sven has enough damage to kill someone, but they can't focus the Dazzle. They have nothing to get close to him. That's the big problem in this fight. So whoever they decide to go for, it's a guaranteed Grave. They have Cheese and Aegis. I don't think they've used Cheese yet. It's still on the Lycan.
26 minutes in, and it's 26 kills to 7. And it looks like all of the barracks are falling. I mean, DK Phobos, there's not really a whole lot that you can do in this position. The entire lanes of barracks are falling, and still 20 seconds before Sven is able to respawn. Team Spirit on the verge of elimination here in the lower bracket finals. Gonna try and put up maybe one final defense against Mega Creeps, but VGJ Thunder are looking dominant in this one.
I mean, it's an elimination game. You have Sven. You will try to fight one more time. If it was BO3, you would actually call the game already.
Haste Rune down bottom as well. Illidan, he has that BKB. He's only used it one time as he wants to try and front run. FNG We've seen this story before. He didn't even get a chance to land before he was dead.
I don't see Team Spirit getting back into this game. Let's be real. They can... I don't know what they
I'm with you, man. It's a hard game.
What they need to do.
It's a tough one. It all starts with a mess up. I mean, I would say that at this point it's out of their hands. This requires VGJ Thunder to be the ones that are making mistakes for sure, which so far they haven't really shown that they're going to do. It's going to be a weave up, holding on to that cheese for Sylar, and maybe one last punch in the gun as they catch this man right at the mark. Gonna catch him, gonna sleep him, gonna kill him. And this is Viber also being pushed around, and GG is called. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a rematch of the upper bracket finals, VGJ versus EG.
Yeah, that's gonna be hype. I think